The cube. Hello. Does the voice volume sound okay? I moved the mic a little bit closer to me. Sweet. Music's not too loud. Woo. I'm gonna be revamping the absolutely ancient rabbit model that's in Dawn of Eternity right now. It was literally the first, hey Snug! It was the first model I ever made for Dawn of Eternity, like character model, or like critter, anything. So it is in like desperate need of a revamp. I should put the old one in the Patreon shop and name it Ugly Bunny. I don't want any remnants of that thing around. Let's see. For some reason, rabbits have always been, like, kind of hard for me to model. Party skeleton and spider get to live on in the files, yeah. The party skeleton is never going to see the light of day. That is never going to get used, ever. I'm sorry Miz wasted his money on that. The spider, I'm not sure if it's gonna get used, because it's been in the game since launch, but I mean, back then we didn't really have like a solid idea on the style, so it doesn't really fit with the style that I've kind of forced Dawn of Eternity into since joining the team. Party skeleton Easter egg in the Patreon map. And I can't make my own spider because too many legs. I probably would not because of that very reason. Spiders have entirely too many legs to animate. Spider, ugly, not gonna lie. Yeah, it's not a very cute spider. I'd probably want a cute spider. That's a weird shape. I promise it'll start looking like a bunny eventually, I hope. Yeah, I start out by just kind of very roughly blocking out, literally blocking out the shape of the rabbit. It'd be funny if we had one hyper-realistic map that all the old realistic map prey go. Yeah, that would be funny. Just like hyper-realistic photo textures on everything while the whole rest of the game is just cute and cartoony. fluffy tail. Isn't the fox... No, the fox was actually made by Kino. Kino made the fox. Give her bunny tit. A dewlap. I might give, like, you know, a hint of a dewlap because it is cute. But we don't have to call it that. I've always had trouble, like, drawing rabbits. For some reason, rabbit anatomy just, like, is the most complicated thing in the world to my brain. And I don't know why. Like, they are the perfectly shaped little creature. They are so shaped. But I cannot capture the perfectness of their shape, no matter how hard I try. It's facing the wrong way. There we go. I hope I didn't just make it face backwards. They kind of hunch. They do. They have a very, like, odd shape to their body. Their body is like a little pear, almost. Yeah, no idea how blocky 3D models started out. My kind of I don't think this is what everybody, like, or at least a lot of people do for 3D modeling. This might just be a me thing, because a lot of people that I've seen 3D model, they, like, kind of just start immediately kind of making the shape of the thing that they're making, instead of, you know, making a low poly model first. But I just find this easier for me. Like, this is very much like a personal preference sort of thing. Wonder if having a background in traditional sculpting affects how you do it. Maybe. I also think, like, learning to use the program properly probably helps. Like, I think the only reason I even do this is because the tutorial that I watched did it like this. The very first tutorial that I ever watched for Blender did the model like this, so I've just done it like that ever since, but, you know, it's worked for me. Yeah, going from traditional modeling to, like, 3D modeling is probably... well, they probably started, like, sculpting. Or 3D sculpting. So that's a bit different than just, like, modeling like this. Actually, the first, kind of modeling thing that I did was, sculpting in a program called Sculptress, which is kind of like a free version of ZBrush. If you guys know what ZBrush is. And face is a bit long. And then after that I moved on to, like, cleaning up the ZBrush sculpts in Blender, and then just moved on to just using Blender. Right. Bunny legs. Bunny legs are so short and stumpy. They're very cute. But the short stumpiness makes them a little hard to model. This is a wide stance. I'll fix that later. Just easier to leave it like that for now. Some little Hint of paws. These bunnies don't have very big front paws. That's a bit too long. Yeah, I've always envied artists that could just, you know, draw a perfectly cute little bunny shape. It's always escaped me. I'm traumatized by your dream of the bunny avatar that Dream Me added. I promise I will never add any sort of terrifying rabbit-horse hybrid thing. Actually, I might. I rescind that promise immediately. Yeah, the more I think of it, like some kind of weird rabbit horse thing might be kind of fun. Let's see, rabbit back legs. You have such scrunched up little legs. There we go. There, it's starting to take a vaguely bunnyish shape. Don't make the head bigger. It's a bit small right now. Love my things with big old cute heads. Like the spiders have drops. And I could just like spawn for Halloween so they can make, you know, a fun Halloween thing. I could try that. I forget if I ever like decide on something I wanted them to drop though. I don't think I did. Tacky spider ring collar. That does sound really neat, actually. Go, getting a bit more bunny shaped. It is now looking a bit more like the vague approximation of a rabbit. There we go, it's a bit more like the shape I want. Welcome back, Snug. Let's flip out the little tail. Bunny tails are like deceptively long. Like if you like have a pet rabbit and you just like grab the little end of their tail and pull it out, it's like long. Head might be a bit too small. Yeah, right now it's very stanced up. I'll like adjust the stance once I make it a bit more higher poly. Right now I'm just kind of giving the general kind of shape. Yeah, right now it's a very buff bunny. I think I want to make the head even bigger. It's not cute enough. Need maximum head size for maximum cute. A border Leicester sheep. They're like bunnies but sheep. That sounds adorable and I need to Google it right now. Border Leicester. Oh my god, they have little bunny ears. They have bunny ears. That's amazing. And they've got like kind of a bunny shaped face too. Oh, that is so cute. There's a fandom wiki for sheep. The sheep fandom. If it laid eggs, it'd literally be Easter bunny. Oh yeah, 'cause like both lambs and bunnies are very Eastery, so it's like the perfect Easter animal. You just give it little like chick wings and bam. Or a beak. Give it a beak. The perfect Easter animal. Oh, maybe it can be the Easter Bunny in DOE lore, yeah. Oh, actually, the Star Puffs are canonically, like, they're bunny sheep. That's how I came up with their design. They're bunnies. Originally, I was gonna make a non-Star Puff, like, version that was just literally a bunny sheep, but I just kind of never got around to it. That means there was a Jesus figure in Dawn of Eternity. Oh, now I know it's a real animal, yes. Alright, let's give this thing ears. Need more holidays in Dawn of Eternity. Yeah, If I had the energy to keep up with, like, you know, holiday releases and stuff like that, I absolutely would. I think, like, I made a Halloween update once, like, around when the game first released. And that's the only even remotely, like, holiday-themed update that has ever, like, existed. That's the only holiday we need, yes. Halloween is the holiday. We do not need any others. Monthly holidays, but they're all Halloween, yes. New Year's baby walkers are just everywhere. Do love tacky Christmas stuff from time to time, yeah. There is something nostalgic about tacky Christmas decorations. I remember when I was a kid, my grandma had this, like, Santa Claus little statue thing. It was, like, 2 feet tall or whatever, and had, like, a fake hair, beard, and glasses, and I remember being terrified of that thing. I don't know why. I think it was the fake beard hair that creeped me out. Snug still wants a Santa hat. Yes, I think she does. You're all about axolotl things right now? Yeah. I should make an axolotl critter. Axolotl critter. Well, I guess there aren't a whole lot of maps. Well, I guess the swamp map. Crystal axolotl. I could work with that. Used to have a bunch of singing Rudolphs and your mom donated them without asking. Oh, that really sucks. Man. I hate when parents do stuff like that. Let's see how it looks subdivided. The face might be a bit too pointy. Yeah, that's too pointy of a face. Let's calm that down a little bit. Your aunt had a life-size Santa statue? That sounds terrifying. I don't blame you for being scared of that. Why would you want that in your house? And it's still a bit pointy. If the axolotls drop gills, you'd eat that up? Probably. I mean, that seems like a pretty easy item to make. There we go, that's a more acceptable bunny shape. Thought I muted everything. Guess not. You have a creepy elf toy maker animatronic in your house for Christmas time? Ugh. These in a little bit. Make the bunny slightly less swole. You're on constant do not disturb. I should probably do that. I don't really know how. Well, I've never have. I didn't know that setting it to do not disturb will, like, silence all the notifications. I mean, it makes sense that it would, but, like, yeah. The first thing you do when you join a server is mute everything. Bunny booty. Yeah, I'm trimming down its booty, making it slightly less bootylicious. Is the tail too low? Bunny tails sit pretty low. They just have so much booty. Make the ears a little bit thicker. Yeah, it looks good. Bring back the bun bun. I have nerfed the bun's buns. Yes, I have. There, I'm unnerfing it slightly. We get a side by side of the buns. Yes, I will compare them side by side. Right, now we get onto some more detailed. Don't know what to do with I never know what to do with, like, the back of the head. Like, how does it connect to the neck? Where does it connect to the neck? I don't know. What even is a neck? And bunnies, like, they have such short necks, too. Makes it even harder. Clean up the feeties a little bit. Man, rabbit legs. I don't know why they confuse my brain so much. Is that a bit too high? What would happen if I rigged the animation to this model without any adjustments? You mean, like, without adjusting the, like, the weight painting after rigging it? Or do you mean, like, just the model as is, just sticking it on a skeleton? Oh, sticking this model to the first one's skeleton. Well, it wouldn't look very good because the animations on the first one are not great. That was, I think, like the second thing I'd ever animated. I think the giraffe skeleton was the first one that I ever animated ever, and then I did the rabbit. I mean, they're similar enough in shape that it could work, it just, you know, it looked like the first one's animations, which were bad. Curse the giraffe's next question. I might remake the giraffe sometime in the future. Actually, I'm definitely gonna remake them sometime in the future because they are also very old. I don't remember if they were like the second model that I ever made, but I think so. Like, I know the bunnies were first, but I don't remember what was second. Because I made the giraffes, the giraffes, the armadillos, and the beavers around the exact same time, because those were ones that were like already in the meshes, or already in the game as like placeholder meshes. So all I had to do was just, you know, kind of make non-placeholder meshes for them. Clean up the leggies. And that part's a bit too pointy. That always happens when you apply the subdivision surface modifier before the mirror modifier. It just makes the seams very, very pointy, and I don't know why. That's a bit too much. Push the shoulder in a bit, make that part a little bit more defined. I think I could stand to a bit more here. Places where I tend to notice the mesh kind of deforming a little bit because of the low polyness, I add a few to kind of smooth it out. Yeah, like right there. It's doing weird things. I'm adding these little bits to the seams because they make it a little easier to animate the joints moving without it deforming all that much. Wait, was that even the right spot? I think so. Would redoing the giraffe mean redoing the map hop version too? Yeah, I'd redo that one too. I probably won't redo the plush, because that old low poly model actually kind of works okay for a plush. Is that the right place, or is that a bit too low? Yeah, I think that's a bit too low, actually. Let's move that up a bit. Figuring out where rabbit joints go. Actually, looking at like a rabbit skeleton. And rabbit skeletons are weird. Why are their elbows like tucked up into their bodies? Rabbits, what are you doing? Why does your body look like that? And make modeling look so easy. Joke's on you, I have no idea what I'm doing. Yeah, I'm staring at a rabbit skeleton, but... I mean, what is this? Look at this. Look at this bone. Where is that joint? Where is it? They have to be constantly bunched up so they can jump real high. Life of rabbit constantly compressed. That makes sense. But it makes them hard to draw. They should be more considerate and be easier to draw. The bone's like... Where is the bone? Where is the bone? Or it was like tucked into the bodies. They are. Where is it? Where is it? Is it like up here? I think I'm just gonna put the joint here and hope it looks okay. Yeah, I'm looking at, you know, cartoony diagrams of rabbit skeletons. I'd much rather do that. Alright, I think putting the joint for the bone here will look okay. I hope. Make the feeties a little more feety shaped. That's the approximate rough shape of a paw. Let's squeeze this part in a little bit. And back here. I feel like 3D modeling is just like making a whole bunch of really tiny adjustments that you barely even see in the final model. Oops. Little do we know rabbits have very long appendages. They do. They're just scrinched. Very scrinched. And is that too thin? Yeah, that looks a little weird. Undo the scrunching that I just did. I think that looks suitably paw-like? Question mark? Too big, too small, I don't know. Might be a bit too flat. Maybe that's the problem. Yeah, it looks better. I gotta unflat the back of the... Yeah, rabbits do not have toe beans, they just have hairy toe claws. Rabbits are just very strange. But I love them. They're one of my favorite animals. Yes, I gave kits, like, no toe beans for that reason too. Kits were supposed to be like kind of a weird fox rabbit sort of thing. That they ended up looking like way more fox than rabbit. But yeah, kits also do not have toe beans. More Eevee than a rabbit. Why so many like fox-like critters that I draw just end up looking like Eevees, and I don't know why. Maybe Eevee is just kind of the generic cute fox creature. Something about the way the head meets the chin bothers me. I think maybe if I move the head forward a little bit, because rabbits have kind of more like forward-y facing heads. Like that-ish. Didn't take the mini jackalope and just snatch the antlers. I never actually made a model for the mini jackalope. That stayed concept art. It was never brought into 3 dimensions. Yeah. Yeah, when I was making the jackalope, I had also conceptualized a mini lope that was like a little baby jackalope, but I scrapped it because I didn't want, you know, I thought people killing little baby rabbits would be a little bit much. But it is posted on my Patreon. Adam's apple rabbit, yeah, it got a little bit of an Adam's apple when I was adjusting the head, so I'm rectifying that a little bit. Yeah, 3D modeling is just so many tiny, minute adjustments. There we go. And I want to bring the chest out a little bit more. Yeah, the quest log says kill, but NPCs just say defeat. Yeah, I think that's like, you know, the most, but still, even just like beating up baby bunnies feels like a bit much. Back legs aren't quite as big. These bunnies have real big hind, I don't know, hocks? What is this, like, thigh of a bunny called? Fight him, knock him out, feast upon them. Haunches? I think it sounds right. Just the thigh. Bunny anatomy, the great mystery. There we go, it's looking pretty rabbit-shaped. The head needs a bit unpointified a little bit. How do we know the mini lopes are the same species as the big one? Yeah, they could be like dwarf jackalopes. Though me giving them like the exact same, you know, color schemes and patterns of the big ones probably wouldn't help matters. It's like, yeah, these aren't, you know, babies. They just, you know, happen to look like miniature versions of us. And I got pushed in a bit too much. It's been a while since you've seen the gray interface. Why 2.79? That's because I'm making this for a game called Dawn of Eternity, which runs on a rendering system called Ogre. And there is not an Ogre exporter for the file formats for 2.8, so I am stuck using the 2.7 version still. It's been like, how long has 2.8 been out? Like, at least a year. And there is still no exporter for 2.8 for Ogre. It is very sad. What are monkeys but smaller humans? No, I don't think that's quite how that works. I think we're almost done with the space model. It looks a bit meh. What exporter are you using? It's an XML. It's actually not on this, like, it actually would only work with Blender like 2.78 for some reason, so I have like another version of Blender on this computer that has it like built into it. Yeah, it's strange. I don't know why. The exporter isn't built in. I had to, you know, go find it and download it. The thigh is actually the hip rump, but they don't really have visible thighs. Why are rabbits so strange? They're such cute little things, but their anatomy is so bizarre. They're non-tobine having weird legs. Someone could probably port it to the newer versions. Somebody could, but they have not. So I'm stuck waiting. And I didn't want to have, like, because I could just, like, you know, download 2.8 to do other stuff in, and then just, like, open it and Or even just open the models in 2. Actually, I don't know. Maybe I could just like download 2.8, use it for stuff, and then just like open the models again in 2.7 to export them. Actually, that's a really simple solution. Why have I not done that? Why have I been just using the old version for like a year? Why has that not occurred to me? You goober, yes. I think also part of me just didn't want to learn, like, you know, everything that they changed in 2.8, because it looks very different than 2.7. And I just didn't feel like learning a new program, so maybe that, like, subconsciously prevented me from coming to that solution. It feels very different, but in a better way. Yeah, that's what I've heard. I'm hoping it won't take too long to adjust, like, between the two of them. And maybe next Sunday on my next stream, you guys will see me using 2.8. All 3D modeling software scares you. I don't blame you. Blender has a very steep learning curve. You adjusted pretty quickly, and there's guides. Suggest actually learning the new key map and not just sticking to the 2.9 one. Yeah. Sounds like solid advice. Yeah, it looks like a suitable fluffy bunny tail. Move this down a little bit. This bunny tail is strangely low. Let's see. I think maybe the neck doesn't need that many polygons in it. It's gonna be such a small model on the map. New Blender has a slightly less steep learning curve. I'm glad to hear that. So hey, Snug, if you want to learn 3D modeling, now's a great chance. Yeah, I leg out the game with tiny, high poly buttons, yeah. Actually, these ears are looking a bit high poly too. At least high poly for Dawn of Eternity standards. Actually, what are we sitting at right now? 1.7 tries. That's not great. I could probably trim it in a couple areas. Let's see, which parts would be the best to axe? What is the highest poly model in Dawn of Eternity of the ones that I made? That is a good question. I don't think I even know the answer to that. Probably one of the bosses. The bosses are usually pretty complicated, and I usually go a bit, you know, ham on the poly count because there's only going to be one of them spawning in each map. But I'm not sure which one has, you know, the honor of being the highest poly one in the game. I probably actually need that one. Because I'm gonna make the feet bend a little bit. we're still at 1.7. Yeah, that's not great. Yeah, this is gonna be such a small model in the game. You're not gonna be able to see that much detail on it. It doesn't really need to be all that high poly. I think the tail probably gives a little bit less detail. Yeah, it's definitely a bit blockier now, but yeah. Didn't know the Star Puffs were meant to be sheep bunnies. Yeah, they do lean more towards sheep than bun, but I think most of the bun part was just getting them little paws instead of hooves, and the face shape is kind of like, you know, when simplified, sheep faces and bunny faces kind of look very similar, so I kind of leaned into that. The same thing with like bunny ears and sheep ears. Like lop-ear bunny ears and floppy sheep ears very much look the same. Blue bunnies for ice cream reference. I am going to be making an extra bunny texture that is not in the game currently in the stream. I don't think we have any maps that a blue rabbit would fit in, though. Let's see, I think I've kind of trimmed the vertices in all the places that I can. In Alpha Star Puffs, it's bigger and takes a page from the Border Leicester. That'll be the Starfall Valley boss, is just a big sheep. And to position the ears so they look, you know, more appropriate. They're actually pretty far back on a bunny's head. And I think we're pretty much done with the base model. I don't know, what do you guys think? Do you see any, like, glaringly obvious, like, oh, that part looks messed up thing on the model? Get out of here, lamp. Looks fine. Woo! Alright, time for UV mapping. You don't see anything but you really know about bunnies. That's fine for me. As long as it, you know, at a glance doesn't look terrible, then I'm good. Very bun-shaped, thank you. Maxine. Let's unwrap the bun. Time to peel the bun. Oops. Top have actually selected it. Alright, there we go. Bun has been peeled. They're small, so they don't need to be too detailed. Yes, exactly. Despite that, though, I'm still going to spend entirely too long in the texture. Make the head a tiny bit bigger. I always do that on UV maps because I don't want the head to turn out super pixelated, and for some reason the head always like kind of unwraps kind of small compared to the rest of the body. Slicing. Yes, I have sliced them. They have been peeled and unwrapped, like an orange. I might actually redo the Warhounds too, you mentioned them, because they are also pretty old. Actually, anything that has a forward kinematic skeleton, I probably will end up redoing because the animations will need updating. The inverse kinematic skeletons, which is what I use for like all the current animations for, you know, prey and stuff, it makes the animations look a whole lot more natural. That's why, like, a lot of the really older models look a little, like, kind of stiff in the animation department. Right. Let's bake the texture, move the ears out of the way, otherwise they're going to make a kind of a shadow spot on the model when the shadows bake. Yeah, let's do 5. I'm subdividing the model to make it all nice and smoothy, so that when the texture bakes, it's not all like blocky and gross. Right, I'm gonna bake the texture, and my computer does not like it when I bake textures. So the music's probably gonna stutter, and if I try talking, it's gonna stutter. So, and it probably is gonna take a couple seconds. So just bear with me. All right, baking now. Yawn. It's taking so long. Okay, there we go. Finally done with the stuttering. And Snug to answer your question, yeah, it's just gonna be gone, deleted. The old models will be tucked away in the files of my computer, never to be seen by humanity ever again. There we go, solid button shadows. I hadn't saved until now. That could have been very bad. Especially since it's been raining here a lot and we tend to get a lot of power outages when it's raining. New UV. New fresh baked bunny. Good thing I caught that, yeah. That wouldn't have been bad. Bun in the oven, yeah. Come on, why is Photoshop taking so long? There we go. Come on. There we go. Now you can see what I've been working on. Ignore the spoilers. What's up with the one unselected spot on the button's back? What spot do you mean? Oh, you mean this? That's just... Blender just does that to show, like, the first thing that got selected or something. Alright, we're gonna make the default brown bun. I'm not gonna do, like, all the recolors on stream, because, like, there's a bunch that are just, like, you know, there's the white rabbit and the black rabbit, and I don't think you guys just wanted to see me, like, fill in a black canvas, or, like, a white canvas, or brown, gray, whatever. So I'm gonna do, like, the basic one, I'm gonna do the Dutch one, and the other, like, new one that I'm gonna make. A Monty rabbit, or a Monty Python rabbit that's super OP. That'd be a fun little Easter egg. Yeah, it's a little too dark. The keyboard lagged, oh no. Don't worry, I knew what you meant. Oops, I put the multiply instead of overlay. Just the shadows. Put it in chaos. Be a rare spawn. The little bunny that all the warhounds fear. Do some very subtle highlights. Shiny bun. Yeah, it's just gonna give a little bit of... which one's the... Okay, so that's just the front. And just give it a little contrast. When something is so tiny, you kind of have to make it a little bit more contrasty to make the shadows stand out a bit more. So it's gonna be tiny. I think this is a different shade of brown than I used before. Oh well. I could, like, open the old files and, like, make sure I have the same exact shade of brown as the old rabbits. This is a bit too red, actually. Very subtly adjust it. That didn't look different at all. That also didn't really look different at all. Oh well. And the shadows actually might be a bit too dark. Yeah, it's hard getting the balance right. Trying to draw on the eyeballs. I never get the eye positioning right on the first try, no matter what model I'm making. They always end up looking at least a little bit wonky. Make sure the eyes have that perfect little bunny eye shape. That's a good shape. Now let's see where it actually ended up on the model. Vision time. Yes, time to give it vision. Didn't get them too far off, but it's a bit too high. Let's see, were they also like too big? And the size looks pretty fine. Not really too far back. Then just move them down and they should look fine. Still a bit lower. Maybe rotate the end down. Lots of making tiny adjustments, saving it, opening the file, Blender, seeing something still needs adjusted, adjusting it again. Welcome to the tediousness of 3D modeling. There we go. That's a good spot. Time to paint the eyeballs. I want to do something similar to the way the old ones looked. Oops. Flows a bit too much. Did I pick the right brush? No, I did not. There we go. Make some nice bright blue highlights. And it's not quite bright enough. That's a bit better. Nice shiny eye shines. I always add like a drop shadow because it makes the eyes look a little bit more like, you know, three-dimensional. Oops, not inner glow. Definitely not that. Just a very slight inside shadow, even though it's like 1 pixel and you won't even be able to see it. I know it's there. Now let's do the little bunny nose. I think the old version of the model, like I think the old texture didn't even have a mouth, it just had a little nose. So I'm going to give it a nose this time. Or a mouth. Yeah, it just had a nose, no mouth. Now where is the nose? There should probably be good. We'll see. Time for more looking and adjusting. Be a bit bigger and a bit lower. And maybe the positionings? Nah, could be a bit lower. It's getting a little fuzzy, but I'll just kind of trace over it. Alright, hopefully that's good. Yep, it looks pretty good. Alright, bunny now has a mouth. Weird, the file name is hair, not bun. The buns and hairs are different, no. Yes, they are. I think the original model that was in the game... Well, no, I think the original, like, impressive title, like, default rabbit prey is called hair. He can consume. Yes, he can. He has a mouth now. He can eat. Right, time to mark out the little toesies. Say what is floppy-eared bun or what if floppy-eared bun. Because lop-eared rabbits are like my favorite animal in the entirety of existence, almost. I think they are, actually. I would love to make a floppy-eared bunny. I don't know why I haven't. The old brown bun has brown eyes. He made him blue now. Did it? I actually thought it had blue eyes. I might have been looking at the wrong one. I know that the gray button has blue eyes, and I think I just kind of assumed that the brown one did too. I could bend this one's ears, yes I could, but I'd have to make 2 separate skeletons, and I'm lazy. Nobody's gonna even, like, really see the bomb in the feet, but still. Is that right? Am I right? Boot up the game so you can compare it and... yeah. Yeah, I think I'll get this one brown eyes too, if that's what the original had. That way it'd be a little more variety, because the black and gray ones I know had blue eyes. Blue, floppy-eared, bun jackalope and starfall that has the starry antlers. You made the model big and you can see why I'm redoing them, yes. Those things are so old. I think they've got to be at least like 5 or 6 years old at this point. Because I made them before the game was even like launched. And like I said, they were like the first model I ever made for the game that wasn't an item. The first character model I ever made for the game. Let's check the position of the toe beams. Yeah, we're looking good. Bottom looks good. Alright. Toes complete. The beanless toes. Rip the pretty lotus flowers. Yeah, sad I never really, like, took the time to rework the texture in a way that could have been usable. Because in the very, 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 very early days of Dawn of Eternity, we had a completely different item system that actually supported items with, like, 2 textures, but, you know, now we can't do that anymore. But it also makes it a lot easier to add new items, so, you know, I'm okay with that trade-off. Alright, time for inner ear. Let's see. Alright, that looks good. I want to make it so it's a bit like... looks like there's a bit of fluff kind of covering them. It looks. If I take like eraser and kind of like erase a fur texture into it. Why does that not look like anything? Why is nothing happening? Oh, it's very, very subtle. Okay. Well, I mean, I wanted subtle, maybe not that subtle. You spawned a massive bun in Homeland. I think that looks good enough. See, I want to add a little bit of kind of highlighting and shadows to the face. Oops, I'm still on the eraser. No wonder nothing happened. Cheek. And I'll shade the eyes around a little bit. There we go. The classic drawing with the eraser, yes. I can't tell you how many times I've done that and been like, why is nothing happening? What's going on? And add a bit of shading to the inside of the ears too. There, it just gives a little bit more depth to the face, that word. Alright, now we'll add a little bit of fur texture with the fur brush that I made earlier. There we go. That'd be a bit too small. Be funny if the killer rabbit used the old bunny model. Something about it being kind of off looking. It's a strange, low poly, funky looking rabbit. And I'll kind of reduce the, oops. Oops. This won't be as, like, kind of obvious when I'm done with it. Right now I just want to, you know, make it so I can actually see where it is. Use a tiny bit of shadow. Yeah, I think on the old rabbit texture, I drew every single individual hair by hand. Like, every single one of all of them, I did not use a brush, and it took so long, and it didn't even look good. So yeah, I'm not doing that again. I'll use the brush this time. There we go, nice like subtle fur texture. Now we'll do some highlights. Oops, it's too big of a brush. I've learned that kind of the shorter, smaller hair is always, you know, near the face and the legs, and the longer hairs are all on the rest of the body. The top of the back legs usually have pretty long hairs, though. Like that kind of dubious thigh area that we were discussing whether or not it's actually a thigh. And the tail usually has pretty long hairs. Alright, see how this looks. There we go. I think some of the highlights look a bit too intense. It's really hard, you know, getting that balance between not enough and too much. There we go. I think that looks a bit more, a little more subtle. Yep, alright. I think we've got solid bun texture. What do you guys think? I forgot the eyes. Yes, I forgot to change the eyes back. Alright, let's go ahead and do that. Looking good. Yay, thank y'all. Alright, let's give this dude some proper brown eyes. And more saturated and deeper. Yeah, there we go. Oops. Oof, just cracked my neck. Oh, there's another crack. Mike probably didn't pick that up. Pale brown compared to the old one. Is it? Wasn't really looking at the old one while making this one. Alright, there we go. Yeah, I think the brown eyes even look a bit better too. Alright, that texture's done. Let's move on to the Dutch texture. Forgot to actually pull up a picture of a Dutch rabbit. said you wanted to match the colors of the old one. Only, like, generally. Like, you know, a brown rabbit, a gray rabbit, black rabbit. You know, the exact shades don't really matter. I should probably save this. So I don't accidentally end up overriding the brown one. Now the markings. Dutch bunnies are so pretty. Let's real quickly kind of block out the areas. Dutch bunnies are very good. Now, usually they have like a white back foot at a certain area. Let's replace that with a better eraser. Just like the very tip of their little feeties are white on their back legs. Snug guest starring on the stream through Discord. Now the face. I'm gonna go ahead and mute the... There we go. Forgot to mute. I'm still new to this whole streaming thing. Oh. Hi, Jade. Probably just heard my dog shake. Got your 5 seconds of fame. How do I... That's good. Y'all get your scribbly noises. Alright, let's see how that looks for just the kind of blocked out parts. If I can spell it right. That goes down a bit too far. We love scribbly noises. Good. Still be hearing a lot of them. Let's see, that should be a bit better. Might still be down too low. That was right in front of my mic. I'm sorry if that was really loud for you guys. Yeah, let's slam my tablet pen right on my desk, right in front of where the microphone is. And there we go. And now this part might be a bit too far back. Alright, let's adjust it again. Okay, maybe this time it'll look good. There we go, and my dog is whining. Why is my dog whining? Alright, that looks good for the kind of like blocked outness. Now, time to smudge it with a bit of a fur texture. Oops, it's a bit too much smudging. Too strong of a smudge. It's a bit too weak of a smudge. And maybe I should rough up the edges a bit with a brush first, to try and make the smudge a little bit easier. What was that noise? Or it's just like a big bang outside. It's not quite what I want. Smudge. Why is my dog whining? She might have to go outside. Alright, hold on. Oops, went to create, not close. Walking, dog, BRB. She's quick, so don't worry. I'll be right back. Alright, I have returned. It's very wet outside. I said hi to my neighbor. The loud noise was him taking out the trash. Okay. Let's see, what kind of brush do I want to use to rough that up? Maybe I'll just use a fur brush. That's a bit too scattery and scribbly. And also a bit too soft. Just kind of give the edges a bit of texture to make the smooching a bit easier, look a bit nicer. So it's not like, you know, a super obvious like hard edge. I would like to make my own fur brush, yeah. It's actually not that hard. You just gotta kind of like draw a couple of scribbly lines and I hate when it does that. And you just gotta kind of draw a couple scribbly lines and adjust the settings from there. You have fur brushes, but you never use them. I really only use fur brushes for 3D models to add, you know, a bit of subtle texture to them. That's it. Never for any, like, drawing or anything. It might be a bit too intense, maybe. It's hard to get the thing, like, kind of right. Clip Studio Paint has a nice brush, but changes the shade of each little hair within the brush itself. Yeah, that usually doesn't look good. It's like the default Photoshop brush, like grass. Yeah. And this might be a bit too smudgy looking. I don't know. Edges are hard to make look fluffy, of like patterns and stuff, you know? Maybe I should have just like left it that kind of crumbly looking edge. This might be a bit too smudgy. You're too scared to touch Clip Studio? Yeah. I can understand that. I've only used Photoshop for like the past 10 years and I don't want to spend the time. Oh, I heard a very loud sneeze. My dad is back home. I don't know if the mic actually picked that up, probably not. But I just heard a loud dad sneeze. Is this a 4K texture or something? No, it is not. It's going to be a very, like, low definition texture. I'm actually going to even make it smaller than what it is right now. On a very small model. It does not need to be as detailed as what I'm making it. Ah! Scared me. My dad just like came in my room and patted me on the back and that scared the crap out of me. The smooching doesn't look too bad, and I'm gonna resize the texture to be smaller so probably won't be able to notice it. Now my dog is whining because they're back home. I actually probably don't really need to change the color of that fur. The sad puppy sounds. Those are actually, believe it or not, her happy sounds. Those are her, oh my god, you're home, I'm so excited. Dad really said be not afraid and then spooks you. Yeah. Yeah, her happy sounds sound like she is in pain. I'm gonna make another layer of that just to go on the black bits. There we go. Why do happy and sad sounds sound so similar? Happy, sad sound. Sparkle, you've unintentionally given me a tongue twister. But yeah, sometimes laughing does sound a bit like crying. I've noticed that. Alright, so yeah, since I don't name my layer subjects, I gotta like hide and unhide each layer to figure out what they are. An evolutionary thing, well, the sounds need to sound similar. Maybe. You never know. And to recolor all the little tiny details. And I think I'll make this one's eyes blue. I think I made them blue on the original, like the old texture. At least that sounds right. Yeah, let's see how it looks. Your partner made you laugh so hard you started to sob because you couldn't stop laughing. I think I've done that like, before. Just like the laugh so hard you were just like crying, basically. There we go. I'm still not sure about, you know, the way the fur edges look. Like, especially on the face. On the body, it doesn't look too bad, but on the face, I don't know. Something about it just kind of looks weird to me. Laughing hurts when you do it too much. Yes, it does. That's why you don't feel joy. Oh, I forgot to smooch the feet, didn't I? I only smooched, like, the bottom. Oops, that's the wrong layer. There we go. Oops. Yeah, I don't know, I just don't like the face. Face, why don't I like you? I try to, like, rein in some of the more wayward hair strands. I don't know, did I make it worse? I might have made it worse. You'd think I would have, like, figured this out by now, but I'm pretty sure I have problems with it every single time I do, like, a texture like this, and I never remember how I solved it. Or maybe I just do a different thing every single time. Actually, the drop shadow on the eyes are still brown. They have a V on their face, maybe that's making it look weird to you. It's not, well, I don't know. Maybe it is the face shape. Maybe it's a combination of all these things. The world may never know. You know, I usually put a drop shadow on like the mouth too, but I forgot it on the last texture. I'll just remember to go back and add it then. There we go. You're seeing some adorable rabbit plushies. It is like so hard. Like, I have to physically restrain myself from buying just every rabbit plush that I see because they are so cute. Let's see if that looks a bit better. Maybe a little bit. Why is fur so hard? I mean, fur is very soft, but why is it hard to draw? She did not, in fact, remember to add the drop shadow on the mouth. No, I did not. Alright, move on to the next one. Now this one is actually, because I said I was gonna, you know, keep the boring ones to off stream, so like the albino bunny and the black one, all that. You just bought the life-size Spiel plush? Oh, I am so jealous. Like the bigger than life-size one that's like the size of a human person. I am jealous. Ah, nice. You wish you had the income for that. Me too. Me too. Anyway, for the next bunny texture, I am making a brindle bunny. Like one of the Harley Quinn looking ones, but not like the full Harley Quinn like face, because that'd make me, you know, have to completely redo how the texture is because it's a mirrored texture. But yeah, brindle bunny. There's a life-size articulated Kirby figure. I did not know that was something that existed. Did I remember to actually like save it as the Dutch one first? Like, did I save the changes to the Dutch bunny that I just made? I'm gonna make sure. I never remember if or when I save things. Okay, anyway. The life-size to scale Wailord plush. I don't think they're gonna make that. You know, just a hunch. I think that might, you know, be a bit... Yeah. Happy with your good smile Kirby's? The good smile Kirby's are some very good Kirby's. Right, brindle bunny time. Yeah, this one's gonna go in Autumn Forest because, like, right now the albino bunnies spawn there. And albino bunnies don't really seem very autumny to me, so I'm gonna replace them with, like, the more autumny looking brindle ones. At least it'll hopefully look autumny once I'm done. I think that's dark enough. You still want a maple leaf chorus? I don't think I'll probably like calico bunnies that have calico spots. That's also a possibility for like a future thing. If you know, I'd make another map that be like, oh, bunnies could go here. Right, let's see. Get that good brindle orange. Now what brush would be best? I probably should have made a brush for this so I didn't have to go through, like, you know, looking through my brushes and being like, which one's best? These were just a bunch that came, like, preloaded. Or did I download them? I actually don't really remember. It's not enough, like, transparency. Oops. No, go back in there. Yeah, I think I might just, like, use the texture to create an entirely new brush. Like, yeah, what if I just, like... There we go, that is now a brush. And that should have a bit of, like, transparency in it. And just a bit of scatter in. Hi. I'm pretty sure that's my mom. Everybody behave. Let's see how this looks. Oops, I'm still on gray. I lost that shade of orange that I just spent all that time picking out. Let's see how this looks. It's a bit too saturated and dark. Yes, Bird, I can trust you, behave. Yeah, I think I like that. And when you can't find a brush that you like, just make your own. Don't have to behave. You say that, but... Yeah, I should be asking you to behave. You have to worry about me, yeah, exactly. Alright. Brindle's like kind of, on rabbits it's like kind of a strange, stripy, but also splotchy pattern. It's like every single brindle rabbit looks different. Like not a single one looks the same. So I guess that just means I can do whatever I want. It looks like some of them have kind of like paler colored underbellies. And like noses. Are brindle and tortoiseshell the same kind of thing? Brindle bunnies kind of look like tortoiseshell cats. I don't know, maybe? I think the thing that like kind of characterizes brindle is like that kind of like really super detailed, like kind of speckly, stripy patterniness on it. I Don't remember if tortoiseshell cats really have that. I think they do, maybe? I thought tortoiseshell cats were more just like, you know, kind of black with orangey spots on them. Like calico, but with only 2 of the colors. I could absolutely be wrong about that, though. Snug would probably know. She probably would. Snug, what are you doing? Where are you? Did you leave? Occasionally little white flicks. White whiskers. Ah. So just add a little bit of brindleness. What was the question though? The stream pauses and loads sometimes. Oh. I hope that's not on my end. It's saying that I've got a pretty good like connection to bitrate. Yeah, wondering if brindle and tortoiseshell are the same. Oh, it's you, okay. Just making sure. Nobody's gonna see the bottom of the feet, but I might as well put detail there anyway. Let's get a bit of a lighter. I think it's just like mostly on the bottom of the feet, it looks like. At least from the pictures that I'm looking at. Brindle is stripes, torty is spots. That's what I thought. I wasn't entirely sure though. Yeah, because brindle is very like stripy. It's like speckly stripes. Love you too, Mom. And my mom was very offended that I didn't tell her that I streamed last week. Why did I switch over to that? Let's see, what color eye should I give this one? I think another dark brown would probably look good. I'm just gonna call this one... yeah, Splorch, why not? It's probably gonna be on the big nursing test. Yeah, we can always count on you for like our domestic animal trivia things. What was I doing? Oh yeah, I was recoloring the eyeballs. Yeah. And the eye kind of gets lost a bit in the brindley pattern. Maybe that's okay. We'll see. Color these. Alright, see how it looks. Wait, let's hide the wireframe first. Yeah, a lot of like quote-unquote brindle rabbits are actually like Harley Quinn mixes, so they don't have that like quite brindle striping that most rabbits or most brindle looking things do. It still kind of looks stripy. Alright. Looks brindly. Maybe it just looks messy, I don't know. Yeah, the little, the light parts on the, It's probably confused you. The rabbits you saw on Google were a bit more splotchy. Yeah. I don't know if there is actually a, like, an actual brindle rabbit breed. I think they're just Harley Quinn mixes. Looks cute, thank you. And the bottom of the feet are a bit too light. Go. Darken those a bit. I think the inner ears are a bit too light. Or maybe they're not. I don't know. I don't know anything anymore. Actually, I think I'm gonna splorch brush the inside of the ears with that kind of lighter color a bit. That's a bit too much. My playlist stopped. I added significantly more songs to my playlist this time. But it still ran out before the stream was over. Oh, well, we've been going for like... We've been going over 2 hours already, I didn't even realize. Yeah, looks very brindly. I think I've got to kind of increase the, yeah, the fur texture is still that kind of blue shade that I had on the Dutch bunny. Give it a more warm shade. Can't even see it. That made literally no difference at all, but oh well. Alright, I think we're done with the textures now. Textures have been finite. Now we're on to the rigging and animating. I always like to save a new file when I rig something because I always apply the mirror modifier. And I like to have a backup version with it unapplied. Add the bone. Time to give the bunny a skeleton. smell food. Someone's making something downstairs and it smells really good. And T-bone should be good. Peek inside the bunny's head to see where the ears are. It's empty, just like my head. Center that a little bit better. There we go. Bye, Snug. Thanks for dropping by. Right, now comes the time to trying to figure out where the heck all the joints and the legs are. Alright, pretty sure there's a joint there. Where's the hip connect? Is it up here? Is it down here? I think it's up there. It looks right at least. I think we decided that the shoulder joint was like about here. Now, for the longest time, the way that I mirrored skeletons was like, I'd duplicate the one side of the skeleton, I'd size it, I'd scale it by -1 to mirror it, and then I'd just like position it on the other side of the model. Because the tutorial that I looked up when I like googled how to mirror a skeleton in Blender said, you know, to do that. Even though it seemed kind of scuff, and I was like, eh. But I did that for literally years. That's how I mirrored skeletons in Blender. Until like just recently I'm like, you know, there has gotta be a better way to do this. This seems like so like scuffed and like not how you're supposed to do it. And sure enough, it's very easy. You just auto name left right and then symmetrize, and woo, the skeleton is mirrored just like that. It's a perfect mirror and you don't have to do anything, you know, like eyeballing weird things. And it was that easy, and I was doing it like a hard, wrong way for years. Perfectly mirrored, yes. I don't know why that tutorial just like... Why? Who made that tutorial? Why did they make it like that? I don't understand. Alright, skeleton's done. Time to weight paint it. And this is like the most painful part of rigging a model. I hate weight painting so much. Hopefully the automatic weighting did most of the work for me. Just kind of clean up some of the edges. And don't need to have it deform all that over there. That does not need to happen. Doesn't need to deform that either. And since the skeleton is mirrored, I can mirror the weight paint so I don't have to do both sides. Like, you know, do one side and then do the other side, like I did before, because I, you know, was using an imperfectly mirrored skeletons. I'm still so mad that I was doing it wrong for so many years. Just like the very slightest bit of pool on that section. Very subtle. Yep. Yep. Alright, that moves the bottom of the butt a bit too much. It always wants to bring the ears to the head for some reason. Go away. Yep. Okay, oops. Didn't mean to leave it back there. Oops. Oops. Ah. Okay. I thought I accidentally, like, deleted the model somehow. Oops. One, two, there. There we go. Didn't know what weight painting meant until now. Yeah, it tells the bones, like, how much to pull the model. That's at least the best way I can think of to describe it. It's getting very close to dinner time. I didn't think the modeling and texturing would take that long, which, now that I say it out loud, doesn't really make any sense because I know that modeling and texturing usually takes like at least 2 hours. It's been 2.5 hours. I guess I thought since this model was like smaller and a bit simpler that it wouldn't take as long. Despite that, you know, not being the case. Alright, I think the weight painting's done. Thankfully it didn't take all that long because this model's pretty simple. And the automatic weighting kind of took care of most of it. So now, I'm going to add extra bones for inverse kinematic rigging. Inverse kinematic's kind of like Oh, you'll see once I get it set up, but it gives the model some, like, natural movement when animating it. It's like duplicated the duplicate. And IK head. Right now, inverse kinematics, armature, head. Shoulders, knees, and toes. Alright, and now the inverse kinematics for the head is all set up. I can just grab the head bone and wiggle it around. I'm gonna turn the texture back on so we don't have to look at a wireframe. It is pretty neat. I like just like kind of taking a model and wiggling it around, it's fun. Oops, it's the wrong bone. Now that one's set up. Gonna make it so that it can only transform the bones up to here, otherwise, you know, moving the leg will make the entire model go funky. Yeah, see, if I don't limit the number of bones it can transform, you can't really see it here, but yeah, it just kind of, it moves all the bones. Whereas this one, it only moves those bones. I wasn't sure if I should put the IK bone here or here, but I figured, like, you know, the tip of the foot's gonna be like touching the ground when it kind of jumps, so it'd be easier to put it there. Alright, IK rigging is all done. I also want to... There we go. So I can't, like, accidentally put the bone, like, beneath the floor. Which would be very handy when animating. adjusting the location of the model a little bit. Yeah. Okay, now I can start animating, but I think, yeah, I'm probably gonna go ahead and call the stream here because I'm hungry. I'm hungry and I'm tired. So sorry you guys aren't gonna get to, you know, watch me animate on stream. Never left, was using Safari, Wi-Fi went out. Oh. Go eat. But I want to animate. I want you guys to see it, but and it's probably gonna take like, you know, several hours to animate too, so. Alright. I'll call the stream here. Thank you so much guys for coming. It was a lot of fun talking to y'all. Hope you guys enjoyed watching me futz around in Blender for 2.5 hours. Alright. Bye! Bye guys! Bye!